Jiggly-Poo. Hello world, Bloody Jug Band here for this week's episode of Road Games with the Bloody Jug Band. I'm Cragmire.
I'm DeathRay.
And I'm Stormy Jean.
What we do on the road, many times we found ourselves playing road games. Games on the road that inspired us to keep the time passing by as quickly as possible. Stormy Jean, who do we have for this week? What's the category? Hat pull, all the above.
We have Overrated and Underrated this week, and it's based off of a previous segment that we did with Fight Fuck Feel of the Beatles. So we want to know...
This is a Beatles two-parter.
Two-parter, I like that.
We want to know your thoughts on whether the Beatles are overrated or underrated.
Beatles overrated or underrated?
Should I go first? Do you need to go
first? Do you want to recap the Fight Fuck Kill?
I think it's valid.
Okay, so on the previous episode, we did a Fight Fuck Kill with the Beatles. I chose to fight John Lennon, fuck Ringo, kill Paul McCartney, and chill with George.
I was a chill with John Lennon, fight with George, but I was still killing Paul and fucking Ringo.
So we were half there, 50-50. Yeah. Now, this could stir up some controversy because the Beatles are very prolific or thought of in extremely high regard.
High regard, set the standard.
Yeah, and so now we're going to argue or debate, if you will, if they are overrated or underrated. We also can vote if they are rated
on point.
On point, yes. And we have Stormy Jean is back there as our fact finder and scorekeeper and tiebreaker. It doesn't always work out that way, but we
try.
She, and backseat driver, but she is also our tiebreaker in case things get totally out of hand, because we have to have a definitive winner.
Obviously,
we're doing this.
What else keeps score?
So, Ray, you want to go first? Do you feel strongly about this one?
I feel strongly about underrated.
Underrated?
Underrated.
How could they be underrated?
Change the course of music.
But don't you think everybody thinks that?
No, I think there's jackasses out there that think, they wrote some albums, did some cool stuff. And
I'm one of those people.
I know, that's why I said that.
I think I'm certainly, that's not foreshadowing my over-under part of this, but I certainly think that Beatles haters are in the minority, I would think. Beatles lovers and thinking that they walked on water, were saints, are in the majority. So to say they're underrated is crazy.
I don't think they get the credit they deserve. It's revolutionary just in being a band that wrote their own songs, and when the stage didn't suit them, they just made albums and people still bought it. I mean, they could do even their bad stuff. Their worst day was better than half the bands we know's first day.
Okay.
Creatively, I mean, truly, when bands say, we're going through a creative process. No, the Beatles had creative processes.
But you really think, like, Beatles, Ed Sullivan, all that kind of shit, they got the accolades they deserved? Or not? They didn't get, I mean, that blew them up. I think I thought the hype was much bigger than the quality of the product.
I don't think so at all. No, I think...
What did they do first? Just because they were the first boys that came across the pond, Elvis was already doing rock and roll, or or rockabilly.
But Elvis was a guy. This was a band. This was that band of brothers where you could get together, guys from the neighborhood, and we're gonna make something better for ourselves. We're gonna do something that hasn't been done before. Me and the boys I came up with. I mean, brothers. I mean,
so there was the Everly brother or whatever. Like there was no.
Still two guys. There were four guys that different backgrounds to converge on one idea, and to continue to be creative in new ways for 8 years?
So you're gonna give them credit for being the first band that ever had four guys that had a band name that they all swam the same. Bloody Jug Band's been a band, and we have 8 of us. We've got twice as many fucking Beatles, right? And been swimming this stream for 8 years.
Beatles had complete investment. I mean, everybody sang, everybody wrote.
Okay. All right. Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Octopus's Garden.
So you're going to say underrated?
Underrated. Revolutionary. The George Washington of modern music.
And do you like the songs that much? What are you truly giving them a credit for? Being that cohesive thing. And I think that's something, the fancy of them being from across the pond, getting there, and then getting that push and that hype that it gave them, launched them in the fucking stratosphere. I agree with that.
Why are we doing that?
Well, I think Ed Sullivan's... He's got... Oh, yeah. I think Ed Sullivan's dead.
I didn't kill him.
No, but I think he's probably been dead for a minute or two.
I heard he was packing too, so I'm not sure I'd want to fuck him. I'd probably take him in a fight.
Packing not a gun.
No, like a big old dick is what I heard about Ed Sullivan.
Really?
You did not hear that? Am I the only person that's heard that?
Well, I heard
he was packing heat, dude, like swinging a bat.
It's strange enough. I'm not on the scuttlebutt of
common knowledge, dude. Read a book.
Common knowledge.
Common knowledge.
Huh.
Everybody knows.
What about Johnny Carson? Does everybody know what the size of Johnny Carson's penis?
Fuck, dude. Johnny Carson.
Okay. All right. Okay, you got me there. Okay, then I'm going to argue. So
you think the Beatles
overrated?
Overrated.
Are they fine? Do they have songs that I can listen to? Do I enjoy? Yellow Submarine. Bodie's watched it several times.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's overall though, did they deserve all the accolades that they got, and did they really get there first on anything? I don't think they got there first. I don't think that they were as true. Like if there was a debate over Stones or Beatles, I would pick the Stones. I think that the Stones were more into music. I feel like although the Beatles wrote more songs, they wrote good songs, all that. Were they living and dying it? Did they believe it? I don't know. I'm not going to say they were posers, but I do think they were a boy band. Were they as diehard as you fight the fight for them to be? I don't think they were the brotherhood. I don't think they were the brotherhood of I don't think that they were tough either. You told me a story, the Teddy Boy era,
right.
I guess, where they were tough.
They were tough,
but
man. Late 50s era Beatles coming out, going to the Hamburg scene, the Kaiser Killer, setting the standard for what other British bands would do in the future. There'd be no Yardbirds, there'd be no Rolling Stones without the groundwork they laid.
Okay.
That's prior to...
success.
Prior to success, so prior to British invasion.
So you're saying I would have liked the Beatles before they got successful?
Oh, so conceivably... Go ahead, Storm, I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, ultimately, I feel like the Beatles, in the British invasion being the first one, opened the door for all these other bands because the Beatles were ultimately perceived as wholesome or a mirror to what was already going on here in the United States as far as pop goes.
So would the Beatles have been famous, though, if they would have never come over here? Like, did people in London like the Beatles?
I think so. I think they were good in their hometown. I would say, well, look at the Beatles. Say the Beatles formed in 1957. It was when you had Paul McCartney and John Lennon put a band together in 57.
Okay.
I think that's...
Stormy doesn't need to fact find that.
I think that's... I'm accurate. I'm pretty close to accurate there, 57. Right. I think it was Johnny and the Moondogs. I watched tons of stuff about the Beatles.
Okay.
Love Me Do comes out in 1962. So for 5 years, lived in obscurity as a band playing. Like, this wasn't like, let's get together and write some songs, fellas. And bam, 6 months later, they're hot over the market.
All right.
Duked it out for 5 years in the club scene. I've been in the Bloody Jug Band less than 3 years. We haven't even covered the amount of time they spent together, duking it out, learning how to be a band, playing the club scene, staying up all night, living in one room together for weeks at a time.
Okay, so they did have that era of toughening. All right.
5 years before they ever got to go in and drop a song on a record for somebody to listen to.
Okay.
A true band. That's going from being a cover band and doing the Please Mr. Postman and Twist and Shout,
right.
Long Tall Sally, and all these songs that are the standard for the dance scene coming out of the 50s. They were a glorified cover band to go into writing their own material that superseded anything that they had previously made a living with monetarily.
So you don't think that maybe they're rated? You're going to still say underrated.
Underrated.
Not given enough
the standard,
credit. Yeah, I think that you swayed me a little bit. I just think that everybody thinks that they walk on water.
Right.
And I think that other people that should be getting more credit, like Beatles, get an unfair dose of credit. A lot of badass bands at the time. Somebody would have gotten there first. I agree with Stormy that maybe the wholesome thing,
right,
which the Rolling Stones became kind of the counter Beatles, still say overrated. You say underrated. And what is Stormy Jean? What do you have for us?
I'm going to say that the Beatles, to me, in my world, are exactly on par where they should be as far as rock and roll history goes. Again, I think that they opened the door. They were the first through the door for the British invasion, made it something that was very palatable for us Americans, and then because of that, opened the door for other more badass bands such as the Rolling Stones or the Animals.
Okay. Well, and again, Not really a tiebreaker.
Right.
So we're going to call this one a stalemate. This has been the two-parter of the Beatles.
That's a great accent.
I was going to do my sign-off. No, I'm going to do my British sign-off. But thank you for liking, subscribing, and commenting. We're going to hit up a rest stop, and we'll see you next time. Good night, governor. Chim chimmery. Until next time. Bleep bloop.
Hey, can I push that button?